it. This is it.
You'll settle in. Sleep well.
Does this mean I get to be queen?
To defeat the Shroud.
Sorry, what did you say?
Your Majesty, you will need a guardian. We can talk.
This is the best adventure ever! You waited until now to tell me this?
The Secret Kingdom director swore this scene was cut, but we found it. What does it reveal about the ending? You won't believe your eyes. Long ago, there was a hidden world beneath ours, a magical world intricately connected to the surface. One was the upper world we know, while the other, called the lower world, thrived under the rule of a wise king. This king, however, often lost himself in dreams and imagined things that didn't exist, finding joy in his fantasies. But over time, the king's sorrow grew. Burdened by his imagination, he could no longer govern both realms. As his despair deepened, the two worlds began to separate. The lower world felt the king's pain, and from its darkness, a black shadow was born, a monster named Shroud. Shroud grew powerful, destroying the magical world, turning it into a realm of darkness, and severing it forever from the surface. The story then shifts to the present. A boy named Peter moves into a new house with his parents and sister. Peter, a nervous and imaginative child, often found trouble by overthinking the simplest things. In contrast, his sister was lively, optimistic, and grounded, never letting her imagination trouble her. As the family settled into their new home, Peter's sister wandered off to a general store. Curious, Peter followed and found a puzzle cube, a magical artifact, though he didn't realize it yet. Captivated, he bought the cube and took it home that night. Peter's mother gifted him a compass that once belonged to his grandfather, telling him it would help guide his way. Peter, now equipped with the compass and the puzzle cube, began fiddling with the cube before bedtime. His sister tried to trade him coins for the cube, and as one coin rolled into a crack in the wooden floor, Peter reached in to retrieve it, only to find a giant eye staring back at him. Terrified, he pulled away as his room began to crack and collapse. Everything, the walls, the furniture, even the bed, started breaking apart. As Peter and his sister clung to the flying bed, they tumbled into the magical world below. They landed in a bizarre, unfamiliar world where strange creatures immediately dragged them away for safety. The creatures were trying to protect them because Shroud had sensed their arrival. Crossing a bridge, the creatures destroyed it behind them to prevent Shroud's pursuit and brought Peter and his sister into a hidden cave. Inside, the head creature grew angry at their presence, viewing humans as a threat. However, an elder creature intervened, explaining that Peter and his sister's arrival had been prophesied long ago. Peter, he said, was destined to be the new king who would defeat Shroud and restore the broken world. The elder showed Peter a prophecy carved into the cave walls, images of Peter and his sister, and the story of the old king whose sorrow had birthed the Shroud. The world's clock had stopped when the realms were divided, and now it was Peter's destiny to find and solve magical puzzle cubes, to create a key to restart the clock and save the world. To him. The elder gave Peter a magical, but empty, book that only the mechanic creature could read. Accompanied by a young creature named Pling, Peter set out to find this mechanic. Along the way, they encountered Shroud, forcing them to flee. After getting lost, Pling reminded Peter to use the compass, which led them to the mechanic busy repairing strange machines. Though initially reluctant, the mechanic helped when he learned they were sent by Pling's father. The mechanic placed Peter's puzzle cube on the book, causing it to fill with maps and clues for finding the next cube. He also gave Peter a small bulb device, powered by imagination, and warned him to conquer his fears. Encouraged, Peter learned how to use the book. His first clue led him to a ruined building, where they had to find the hidden number 13 among the ruins. After solving the puzzle, Peter retrieved the next cube, but triggered the appearance of a giant dragon. First scared, Peter remembered the mechanic's words. He was a king and must be brave. Standing tall, he presented the puzzle cube to the dragon, who bowed before him, revealing it could change shape. Peter asked the dragon to take them to the next cube's location, a temple in the desert. The temple, They found an army of stone soldiers, once living creatures, now petrified by Shroud's curse. Inside, they encountered a two-headed tortoise who spoke to Peter, acknowledging his kingship. Impatient, Peter brushed them off, causing a rift between him and his sister. Exploring the temple, Peter solved a stone puzzle on the wall and retrieved another cube. Just as he was about to continue, he heard his sister scream. Shroud's army had captured her. Faced with a choice, Peter refused a hand over the puzzle cube. A fierce battle ensued, with the dragon fighting the robotic soldiers. Peter used the bulb device to destroy the army, but not before his sister was struck, causing her to slowly turn to stone. Time was running out. They needed to complete the clock to save her. Their final puzzle cube lay atop a mountain. Peter and Pling ventured forth while the dragon and tortoise stayed behind with Peter's ailing sister. When they reached the puzzle's location, they found the cube missing. Someone had already taken it. Devastated, Peter threw the magic book away, believing all hope was lost. However, the tortoise revealed that he had hidden the final cube long ago to protect it from Shroud. Reunited with the last cube, Peter rejoiced but realized he needed the book. The dragon retrieved the discarded book, and with it, Peter discovered they had to reach the clock tower to unlock the clock. Despite his worries, Peter pressed on. Inside the tower, they faced magical gloves guarding the key. To prove he was king, Peter challenged the gloves to a game of skill and won. Angered, the gloves attacked, but Peter used the bulb device to destroy them and claim the key. However, Pling turned to stone, and it was then Peter realized the horrifying truth. The dragon was Shroud in disguise. Shroud revealed an even deeper secret. Peter's sister was a creation of his imagination, born from grief after her death. Shroud fed on Peter's fear and guilt, trying to destroy him, but Peter understood. In this magical world, imagination had power. By letting go of his shame and fear, he could bring his sister back for real. Filled with newfound strength, Peter used the bulb device to attack Shroud. With his body unraveling, Shroud was finally destroyed, and the darkness lifted from the world. Peter restarted the clock, bringing light and life back to the lower world. The stone creatures revived, and his sister truly came to life. Honored for his bravery, Peter was crowned king, but instead gave the crown to his sister, saying the world belonged to her now. That returning to his home, Peter's room was back to normal. Telling his father about his adventures, it became clear that much of the journey was Peter's imagination. Yet through that imagination, he had healed, finding a way to keep his sister alive in his heart. The story ends with Peter dreaming once more of the lower world, where his sister now reigns as queen. Still confused about the ending? Don't worry, even the actors were. Let's argue about it below, and hit subscribe for more chaos. Thanks for watching.